episode, you left the intro on me talking about my car accident. I didn't think you were going to leave that.
It was really good.
There.
Well, you ended that. You had like some good bits. So I felt
Okay.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
there's such a
the
good
part where
ramp
you're
up
like,
to include
"Did
this.
you
But
check in your ass?"
oh my God.
That was perfect. That was my favorite part. But if we leave this in this episode, I did want to say that the results are back.
The results
I was
are
not
in.
at fault. The
Oh.
results are in. I was not at fault for the accident, so the insurance company called me and told me that. So that was
And-
really great news.
That is great news. And Mr. Beast reach out. He's giving you a new Tesla.
No, actually, it's a Cybertruck. I
Oh,
did see a
my
Cybertruck
gosh.
at a dive bar, which I thought was hilarious, and I took pictures with it.
It does not seem like the overlapping
And I
communities.
I wanted to be like, got a new car, LOL, you know,
my gosh.
but I
Dude,
didn't.
a Cybertruck probably looks huge next to you.
It does. Yeah, they're like ridiculously ginormous. And the guy was out in front of the bar showing one of my friends who was bartending that night. And so he like opened up the door and we got to peek inside and all that stuff. And they programmed it like when you hit the lock button, it makes a fart noise.
Yeah, yep. It's classic,
I'm like,
typical Tesla owner, right?
nice. Yeah.
It's
So,
pretty.
if you-
I do like the effect customization on them. You can make it whatever you want, I guess. but-
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about getting like a foghorn on my SUV or something just to like whatever.
That would
but-
be flippin' sick. I feel like there's this weird inverse relationship because now in like the post meme and joke culture and everything like that, people expect like a foghorn from like a Volkswagen Beetle, and if
Yeah.
they see a flippin' what do you drive, like a Yukon?
Yeah.
It's like
do.
actual boat horn.
Or it could be like a really tiny horn. That would be really funny to like.
Dude, I would
So-
love a horn that automatically just goes like.
I already hate that for you.
Oh man. That'd be
I'm
wild.
just kidding. Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised the aftermarket horn customization hasn't popped off too much. But regardless, hopefully insurance settles out everything. You're not at fault. Maybe you end up with a couple nickels left over and you can treat yourself to a brand new horn.
Hey, there you go. I don't know what the rate is on those. So we'll see. Most likely we won't have anything left over because there's a lot of damage.
Right, you'll be lucky if you get out
But,
without, the
yeah.
skin on your kneecaps. Like that's
Yeah.
auto repairs are zany right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if this gets any worse, dagnabbit, I'm gonna start fixing my own car.
And that does not sound great. Do you do mechanic stuff?
No, but I mean, I'll definitely try to save some money and then buy $20,000 worth of Snap-on tools because that's basically what I
Yeah.
did with like home improvement. I'm like, I'm gonna buy a fixer-upper to save money and
Yeah. Hey,
spend
I mean,
40
Adam
grand.
has done a couple of like our car stuff just from watching YouTube videos, and it was not the cause of the wreck because I was not at fault.
Adam, see, I feel like he picks up stuff pretty quickly. You do too, low key though. Like, so maybe you could make that work. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
could
don't know.
I could like change oil and maybe do brakes, but I'm like, I don't feel like brakes are the thing that you should maybe be able to do.
Yeah.
You want it to
Yeah.
be reliable. Can change a headlight, can change oil. That's about it.
Nice. I can change a tire. I can
Oh,
change.
that's good. Yeah, I can change a tire too. I guess. Yeah.
Unless I really have to. I mean, you think of like the opportunity cost. Sometimes it's better to just have somebody else to do it for you. But
You know,
you know,
Acura, the manufacturer, they don't come with spare tires anymore. Like my car
Whoa.
does not have a spare tire. It has a basically like a fix-a-flat can that it ships with in the back. It's like a little air pump and
What?
slime sealant. Because they figure, they're like, people driving this sedan are probably just going to call a tow truck anyway. So, they'll probably have AAA.
Oh my gosh. I mean, is that accurate? Do you have AAA?
No, I bought mine used for like 5 pennies. But I don't know. Fingers crossed. I just try to keep as much tread on the tires as possible and hope for the best.
Yeah, there you
Real
go.
quick plug again. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Fix a Flat Tire Repair Company. If you want to sponsor us, I just want to go on record before we get this sponsorship deal. Probably the best product I've ever used. Maybe I've said this on the podcast before. I don't know. But it's called Fix a Flat. It's like $7. You get a flat tire. You hook it up to your tire, press beep, and it inflates your tire and fixes it. What the heck? A cheap product that does what it says is appropriately named and can save you a lot of hassle. It's amazing. 10 out of
What?
10. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like a can that you hook up. It's got like an air nozzle on the end, like on a tube, and it's got
Yeah.
like pressurized air and slime sealant that'll seal holes in your tire, and it just shoots all the slime into your tire. When then you go drive a little bit, it causes, I don't know, some kind of chemical reaction which reinflates your tire, and then bam, your tire's fixed.
Whoa.
And it says you should get your tire replaced within a week. I've definitely used Fix a Flat and then driven on it for like 2 years.
Ethan, that's probably not very good. But also, have you ever tried using it on your butt? No, seriously though, I just read
No,
an
seriously,
article.
if something can
Yeah,
fix
no,
my
seriously.
flat ass, that would be terrific. So, got no glutes to
Oh
speak
my
of.
gosh. Yeah. That was great. Okay.
My God.
Also, I will not show it to the camera, but I did get carpal tunnel surgery 2 weeks ago. So I'm still kind of recovering from that. But I talked to Ethan on the phone earlier today, and he was like, "Have you tried playing piano?" And I said no, because I didn't want to get pissed off if I couldn't. But I did. I played piano after dinner, and it was fine. It's just like
What?
I don't have the strength back fully in my pinky yet. But I can play.
What?
So,
That's great news. That was one of
Yeah.
the big like tacks still in the pegboard. So
I know.
I'm
So,
glad to hear that. Thank goodness.
I didn't get pissed off, guys. It worked out.
And hopefully you will be coming back stronger than ever, faster than ever, more melodic.
Yeah.
What do they call it when you're
It's-
good at piano?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be One Punch Man, and I couldn't do that because of my wrist. So I had surgery. So I'll let you guys know in a couple months how that's going.
Absolutely.
But,
So big question, are you going back for the other wrist?
Yeah, I am, because I need it in my other hand, and I'm at my deductible with the surgery for the year. So I was going to wait and see how long it took to get the strength back in my right hand before I had it on my left, before I'm just like completely useless. But yeah, so
But I'm
That scared me.
glad that it's your right hand. Is up and running well, and you can continue writing excellent episodes of Niche Knowledge and Nonsense, dropping every 2 weeks for the
yeah,
audience
so
to enjoy.
Yeah, so why don't I just use that as a way to hop into what I wrote for this week's episode?
Absolutely.
So, Ethan, I'm going to start this by asking you, do you talk in your sleep?
Not that I recall, but I'm usually not awake for it. No.
Right, yeah.
I don't talk in my sleep. My wife does a lot.
Like, what does she say? Like, does she wake you up?
Usually like gibberish. It's pretty regularly. I'll say once every couple of months she'll get into like a fit of it, for like it seems like it comes in clusters, like a few nights in a row. And I'll just wake up because I think she's trying to like get my attention and say something, because it's usually like kind of panicked and urgent. So I'm thinking like,
Oh,
someone in the
yeah.
house or something. And I'm like, I don't understand what she's saying. And I think, Oh, it's because my brain is tired and it's not turned on yet because I just
Yeah.
woke up at 3 a.m. And no, it's because she's spouting absolute gibberish, just with a
Oh,
lot of
gotcha.
conviction.
Yeah. You're like, I don't recognize that language. And
Yeah,
you're like, oh, wait a minute.
freaks me the flip out every time though.
That's hilarious. Okay, so tonight our episode's going to be on sleep talking. So it's going to be fun. Because most of us know someone who does talk in their sleep or maybe has even sleptwalk or does sleepwalk. But a lot of people don't know the cause of it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I've talked in my sleep since I was a kid, and it's always something that I found funny, and it's never progressed to a point where I've sought out like medical help for it. I know it does run in the family, because my siblings talked in their sleep, and so did my dad. And then now my kids are talking in their sleep, which is kind of creepy.
I didn't know this was heritable. I'm learning stuff already.
We're going to kind of touch on whether or not it is a genetic thing. There actually haven't been a whole lot of studies done on sleep talking, which I found really interesting because it's so common. But I use a sleep talk recorder on my phone, and I use it almost every night. So the way that it works is it is like activated, and then it records all night, but then it only saves recordings when it picks up sounds. So sometimes if there's like a really strong thunderstorm that comes through, it'll pick up the thunder, it'll pick up loud cars. Sometimes it's just like snores, coughs, my cats, or somebody in my room farting who is obviously not me because I don't fart. However,
Well,
However-
obviously you're a girl, but go on.
yeah, we don't fart. Just kidding. I plead the fifth.
So tell me more about about this sleep talk app.
The sleep talk app. Okay. However, I have caught several recordings that are equally hilarious and terrifying. So I've uploaded those from the app onto here so I can share them with you. So some of these are kind of freaky, like where I'm whispering. I'll kind of just give like, do you want to listen to it and guess what I'm saying, or do you want me to tell you what I'm saying?
Oh, let me listen and guess just to
Okay.
start off. I'll
Okay.
fill the role of the audience here, and I will submit a valuable guess on everyone's behalf.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So here's the first one. I'll play it again.
It sounds like at the start you're doing like a pss, 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 almost like for a cat, and then saying go. Mm-hmm. Which
Yeah. It's
yeah,
just like gibberish, and then I whisper go, which is creepy. Okay, here's the next one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about his.
I'm not sure about his. That was like full on talking though.
Yeah,
The
some of
last
these
one
are.
was like, it could have been anything. It could have been like shooing off a fly. That was you're fully having a convo with no one.
Yeah, no, I'll play it again because I think it's hilarious where I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not sure about his.
not sure about his what? Like, I need the tea.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know
you
what,
gotta give-
what was
What
going
are
on.
we talking about here?
Something was happening. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I have two more and then a finale.
Okay.
It's literally the stuff.
It's all literally the stuff.
I say it's all literally just stuff. So I mean, most of these I don't remember.
That's pretty deep. Okay,
Yeah.
play the next couple, and then I've got I've got questions.
Okay.
Like a Vadina.
Play it again, Sam.
Like a Vadina.
What are you saying? Looking for Dina? What?
I don't know what I'm saying. It just sounds like gibberish, but it sounds to me like I'm answering a phone. Like I'm clearing my throat and then I'm answering it. Like,
So
you know,
when you're speaking in these, like, I think it's interesting. A couple of these have it like even sleeping, you're like aware that like your voice is tight and needs loosened up, and you're like performing for nobody, but you're still like and
it's
say something.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so do you want to ask questions now or do you want me to do the finale?
Okay. A couple more. Number
Okay.
one, do you tie these to like? Do you ever like remember you were having a dream or anything, or are these like completely isolated from any recollection or memory written?
So I don't remember most of these. This last one I definitely remember because it was related to a podcast when we were trying to pick out a name. So
Oh, I might have
I
heard
do
this
remember
one
that. Yeah,
before.
I've definitely played it for you before, but
Let's let it rip.
it's gonna be hilarious. Okay.
The dumpster sluts.
There we have it. The original proposed name for Niche Knowledge and Nonsense was, in fact, Dumpster Sluts. As we were looking for a name that really encompassed us as a team and our life experiences, whatever.
Yeah.
No, that was tossed out as a joke. Like when we were trying to come up with names, all the good ones were taken, and we're like,
Yeah.
let's do some bad ones.
Yeah, and Dumpster Sluts was one of them, and I thought it was hilarious. And I remember having a dream where I was talking with you about names, and I'm like, Dumpster Sluts.
Right, because of that, I feel like before we like started like tracking episodes, Dumpster Sluts was kind of like a placeholder code name for our
It really
podcast.
was. It wasn't like an official thing, but it was like, we gotta, like, we're not gonna be like too serious about any of this stuff.
I
you
know, but it's motivational. Like we've got to think of something better. 'Cause
Something
we keep
better,
saying
yeah.
Dumpster Sluts, but that is
Yeah.
the only one out of the ones you played that you can actually tie back to like a dream, though.
Yeah.
So is
most
it-
of my dreams I can't remember anyway.
That was
which
gonna
is
be
interesting.
my follow-up. I was going to ask, like, in general, like, what percentage of, like, nights do you feel like you have a dream that you can remember? And has that changed over time?
I would say I don't remember the majority of my dreams. I've had a few reoccurring dreams. But those haven't happened in a long time, but it's always like the same dream that happens, which is kind of weird. When I was younger, I did actually have one of the first realistic dreams I ever had. I was probably about like 11 and I remember it. I had a dream that my dog got run over like by a car, and I was like, I watched it happen, and I like ran out in the street to like talk to my dog and like, cry about it, and I woke up crying. Like that was the first like actual dream that I had that stuck with me, and that I had actually woken up crying from a dream. So, I mean, nothing like that has ever happened since. I have woken myself up talking sometimes, but most of the time I just immediately fall back asleep, don't remember it, whatever.
Sure.
And I've been using the sleep talk recorder since college, like since 2015.
My gosh, so almost
Off
a
and on?
decade worth
Yeah.
of, like, instances.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, we just got some more, contemporary highlights of instances of, sleep talking right there. But it's
Yeah.
enough that, like, this has been happening, like, fairly consistently over the last 10 years, or it comes and goes with seasons, or what?
Yeah, so I definitely talk in my sleep all the time. The like level of it changes quite a bit. Like if I'm really stressed out and sleep deprived, I will sleep talk or like sleep yell. There have been a couple times where I've sat up in bed and one time Adam's like, "What are you doing?" And it woke me up. Like him talking to me woke me up. There was another time, which was super creepy. I had been talking to my kid who came into my room to tell me, you know, like they needed a glass of water or something. And I woke up talking and I just like, all I saw was this figure by the side of my bed. And I'm like, oh my God. But it was my kid. And Atticus was like, Mom, it's me. It's me, Atticus. And I was like, I'm so sorry, bud.
That's
Yeah.
I also feel like waking up to a kid standing over you is like in a lot of scary movies. There's something eerie about it.
It definitely is. Yeah.
So
it's creepy.
Yeah, that's wild. I feel like I'm asking a lot of like data questions though, just because I
No,
feel
you're
like,
good.
man, a lot of, sleep talk and stuff, it's just so sparse. It's not incredibly consequential. So just like the canker sore, painful, but not consequential. So it doesn't lend itself to massive scientific inquiry,
Yeah.
So, I mean, we might as well solve it right here on Niche Knowledge and Nonsense. We might as well get to the bottom of it. But I'm gonna make a broad guess and think maybe if you know you dream but you don't have a history of remembering your dreams, then it wouldn't be unusual to guess that most of your sleep talking instances are tied to a dream and you just don't remember it. And
Yeah.
I will say sometimes when again when my wife so sometimes when my wife is sleep talking, like I'll wake her up, like or same thing like you said with Adam, like I'll be asking her like, what's wrong, and
Yeah.
that'll wake her up, and then I'll say, what's going on, and she said, oh, nothing, I was just having a nightmare or something, and then go back to sleep, and she never remembers in the morning either. So
Yeah. It's super weird.
I don't know. She also she's like a little bit of a sleep elbower, like I'm a massive sleep cuddler, so I just cuddle in my sleep. I grab a pillow, I grab a cat, whatever, just snuggle. And then
Yeah.
when she gets too like hot in her sleep, she starts just like thrashing and so you
It's
got
all the wrestling shows you've been taking.
it might be it. So sometimes, you gotta be like ready to quick react and avoid like an elbow,
Yeah.
because she's bony too. She got some sharp joints. One of those catches me in the eye or something. Forget about it.
Yeah. You're done, dude.
Absolutely,
You
I
might
could
as
end
well
up with a
sleep one
pink eye.
open. You could. Worse. She'll be using your eyeball for jelly and her toast in the morning like Shrek.
I'll squeeze the jelly from your eyes. Actually, it's quite good on toast. Just
All
watch
right,
that movie. It
so-
holds up. Oh, sorry.
It never gets old. No, you're good.
Doesn't.
I love Shrek. Shrek yourself. Or wait, no.
Shrek is love.
Check yourself before you Shrek yourself. That's what it is. All right.
Beautiful.
Okay, so the scientific term for sleep talking is somniloquy. And according to WebMD, it's a type of parasomnia, an abnormal behavior that takes place during sleep.
Parasomnia and somniloquy. Just the words parasomnia and what was the other, somniloquy?
Yeah, so the scientific term for sleep talking is somniloquy.
That's so cool. Very cool words. I'm going to remember
It
those.
is pretty cool. Yeah. It's a very common occurrence and is not usually considered a medical problem. Sleep talkers are usually unaware of their vocalizations and may speak for up to 30 seconds at a time, but can happen multiple times a night. Episodes can be brief and sporadic, or they can be lengthy and recur nightly. The subject matter can be harmless, vulgar, or even offensive, like dumpster sluts. Sometimes people may even carry on conversations while asleep and not even know it.
Ooh.
Sleep talkers usually seem to be talking to themselves, but sometimes they appear to carry on conversations with others, which would be extremely creepy if I woke up and Adam were having a conversation with somebody in the corner of our room, and then I look over and nobody's there.
No
you know?
joke, no joke. But right in there, you covered a couple of those definition bases right there. Some of your recordings sound like you're having literally like a casual like a phone call or something
Yeah.
like that. And others seem like you're just making a declaration or something.
Yeah. So I thought, so that's super interesting. most people do talk in their sleep. Half of all kids between the ages of 3 and 10 years old carry on conversations while asleep, and a small number of adults, about 5%, keep chit-chatting after they go to bed. The utterances can take place occasionally or every night. A 2004 poll showed that more than 1 in 10 young children converse in their sleep more than a few nights a week.
Wow. And you've had this with both of your kids, but you also said it might be genetic, which is wild.
Yeah, it's super weird. Studies have shown that girls talk in their sleep as much as boys, and experts think that sleep talking may run in families. You might think that sleep talking occurs during dreaming, but scientists are still unsure if such chatter is linked to nighttime reveries. The talking can occur in any stage of sleep. Sleep talking usually occurs by itself and is most often harmless. However, in some cases, it might be a sign of a more serious sleep disorder or a health condition. Not to be alarming.
I don't talk in my sleep. You might be alarmed. So this is really, really interesting because not to get too deep into any discussion right here, but we might be touching on some elements of nature versus nurture. And it'd be interesting. I don't even know how you would begin to isolate the variables you would need to isolate to even figure that out. I'm not sure how you could learn sleep talking. So I would guess it's something written into your genetic makeup, but
It could be, yeah. And unfortunately, there haven't been a lot of studies done on sleep talking because there's so many variables involved. Like we're talking like stress levels, diet can impact that. Your hormones can impact your sleep. If you're sleep deprived, that's going to mess with, like there's so many things. It would be hard to find like a good test group of people my lights just flickered. Did you see that?
yeah, a little bit.
That was a little bit weird.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So that's part of the reason why there haven't been as many sleep studies on it.
And I feel like they're also, I'm guessing, I'm not the expert, of course. I'm only receiving
I'm not
the
either.
niche knowledge today. But this is probably completely different than like drowsy musings. Like I've had it like a few times, maybe if I've been partying late at night, had a couple drinks or something, like when I'm falling asleep, I'll be having a conversation. I've completely lost track of, what I'm saying, but I'm still talking. Or if you have you're congested and you have a few Benadryls or something like that before bed, then I'll start like falling asleep in the middle of conversations and just like lose my place, but I'll still be talking. And that's probably different, I would guess.
I mean, I would say so only because you're still like conscious, like you're having the conversation while you're awake and then you're kind of falling asleep.
So it's almost like a muscle memory from your vocal perspective, I guess.
Yeah. So super weird. That's interesting though. So REM sleep behavior disorder and sleep terrors are two types of sleep disorders that cause some people to shout during sleep. Sleep terrors, also called night terrors, usually involve frightening screams, thrashing, and kicking. It's hard to wake someone having a sleep terror, and children with sleep terrors usually sleep talk and also sleepwalk. People with RBD or REM sleep behavior disorder yell, shout, grunt, and act out their dreams, often violently. So that's something that I've not experienced, but I have heard stories of. There are a couple of people on like YouTube and TikTok who record themselves sleeping because they regularly sleepwalk. And I didn't have any like content available for our episode tonight, but I mean, that in itself is really freaky, and I also feel like you could be like a danger to yourself or anyone else in your home. I mean, you've seen Step Brothers, right? Where they're throwing pillows in the oven, and
beating the
just,
crap
like,
out of their
random
dad.
That's like, obviously that movie is a joke, but it does play on like the seriousness that there is, for people who do sleepwalk and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
So there's like this different curve of intensity of like nocturnal unconscious behaviors where I guess, relatively harmless ones talking in your sleep maybe goes up to, thrashing or whatever with a perceived danger in your dream, and then all the way to the extremes such as sleepwalking. And everybody's heard stories of people who sleepwalk right out of their house, like into the road and stuff
Yes.
like that. So it's kind of wild that your automatic functions can absolutely just betray you to different extents, and you can end
Yeah.
up being harmful to yourself or others. Like it's wild.
It's almost like I just had this thought, and maybe this isn't a good comparison, but it's almost like a VR
Oh,
headset, right? Like using VR, right? Where you're still like, I mean, I guess maybe it's a little different because you're like aware that you're using VR.
yeah.
but
So
like,
it's like the opposite of VR in a sense that you've got a virtual happening and you're acting it out in the real world, or we'll say a
Yeah.
happening that's just in your dreams, not really
In your
there,
dream.
but you're carrying
Yeah.
out real actions. So no, that is wild.
Yeah.
It is like a inverse
Huh.
of VR. So I'm going to, what was I looking up here? So have you heard, and I'm sorry, we don't have to include this, but I was just Googling it
good.
really quick. But there was a pretty big case some years ago. I'm struggling to find an exact date on it. Yeah, in 1987, where allegedly a man who was sleepwalking sleep drove 14 miles to his mother-in-law's house and murdered her and was found innocent of murder charges.
what?
Yeah. Okay. I'll go ahead and read it actually here. It's
What?
really, really short, and then I'll drop you the link right here. But
Okay.
yeah, so this is very, very interesting, and this comes from Associated Press, AP News. So this happened in Toronto, but a man who said he was sleepwalking when he drove 14 miles to his mother-in-law's house and murdered her was found innocent of murder charges. So Kenneth Parks, 24, I guess at the time, was acquitted by Ontario's Supreme Court jury of killing Barbara Woods, who was 42 at the time. Parks is still charged with an attempted murder of his father-in-law, Dennis Woods, and remained in custody up until the time of this article. So prosecutors said that Parks' defense was ludicrous, but, I guess he was found innocent anyway. But he was charged with second-degree murder in the beating and stabbing death of his mother-in-law. He struck her with a tire iron and stabbed her 4 times before she died in bed in her home. So her husband, who was choked and stabbed, recovered from his wounds and testified that he never saw the assailant. So this is pretty wild. But they basically said that the whole thing happened while he was asleep, and it was, I guess his testimony and other people's stuff was convincing enough that he was found innocent of the crime. I'm very skeptical. I wasn't in the jury, but you sleep drove 14 miles to kill your mother-in-law. I know people who would awake drive 150 miles to kill their mother-in-law. Like, seriously.
Oh my God. No, I was just thinking, like, what a bullshit excuse. Like, I don't think that would fly in court in 2024 unless there had been, like, some sleep studies done that
Sure.
could prove that he had, or this person had, like, a serious sleep disorder. But also, like, imagine your wife or your girlfriend catches you cheating, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, babe. I was sleeping."
Oh my gosh. You just
Like,
wrote
what?
the ultimate gaslighting movie. Like, talk about. There's some MFer who has pitched that before. I was sleepwalking, babe. I thought it was you.
I was sleepwalking. I'm not gonna even make the joke I was gonna make. Oh my God.
Okay. But so obviously there is a what would you say? There's a gradient here. There are different levels to this game, and they
Yes,
top out at
definitely.
getting in your car, driving 14 miles, and murdering somebody with a tire iron. But some
Huh.
people just talk in their sleep.
Interesting. I might have to be adding something to my bucket list today. I'm just not quite sure what. um,
My God. You love your
I'm
mother-in-law.
yeah, Rebecca's very nice, actually.
I met Rebecca.
She's a
She
really
is
nice
delightful.
lady. Yeah. Okay, so back to REM sleep behavior disorder. So only 1% of people develop RBD. However, those who do often develop Parkinson's disease, leading many to wonder whether a link exists between the two.
I would think so. What the heck? That's wild.
Yes. RBD is associated with people aged 50 and older, typically males, narcolepsy or excessive daytime sleepiness combined with sudden muscle weakness, medications, including antidepressants, substance use like alcohol or opioids, and nighttime seizures. Sleep talking can also occur with sleepwalking and nocturnal sleep-related eating disorder, a condition in which a person eats while asleep. Other things that can cause sleep talking include certain medications, emotional stress, fever, cheese, mental health disorder, substance abuse, jet lag, sleep deprivation, and anxiety and stress.
Back up.
One of those was added by me. You might have to guess which one.
Oh, I was about to say, did you say cheese? I thought you were serious. I like did a double take. I'm like, what the hell? Sorry, what the heck? But like, okay.
Yeah.
So no, cheese does not cause it.
No, however, I will say that I've noticed if I eat a lot of dairy before bed, that sometimes I get more sleep recordings like the next day.
Ooh, you should keep collecting more of your own data. I feel like
I think so.
I've heard urban legends, never Googled it or anything, that some things, like I always heard bananas give you nightmares if you eat them before going to
I
sleep.
used to watch Bananas in Pajamas. That can't be true.
I don't
I'm
even
calling
know
bullshit.
what that is.
I'm joking. Oh, you don't remember that show?
No,
Probably nobody else will know that show who listens.
you probably
unless they're,
made
like,
this up.
older.
This might have
No,
been one of your
Bananas in
sleep talking
Pajamas.
dreams.
Bananas in Pajamas. Yeah, you don't remember the show?
Bananas.
I forget you're homeschooled. So
And...
I'm sending you a picture right
Yeah,
now.
so sorry, I don't remember bananas in pajamas. I was busy reading the Federalist Papers. So I've seen these little guys, but like only in memes. I didn't know this was a show.
Yeah, it was a
1992.
show.
That was like in my golden era too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So this was like live action, like their costumes.
Yeah, they were costumes. Like Barney. Like Barney was. Did you ever watch Barney?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
A dinosaur from our imagination. When he's tall, he's what we call a dinosaur sensation. Okay, so this has tons of merch. It has a cartoon, a live action segment.
Yeah.
What the heck? So this was like a whole thing. It's got a 3D reboot, apparently.
Ooh.
How did I miss
I
this
just wanna
slice
check
of
this right
culture? What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know. But you were homeschooled. That might be why.
Okay, you just sent us horrible. Who made this print?
I don't know. Somebody made a Bananas in Pajamas artwork that is like playing on the twins in The Shining in the hallway, and they're like covered in blood and they look creepy.
Yeah, one of them's
I don't
got
know
an
who did that.
inverted cross. They're holding hands. Okay.
I don't know. I can't speak for other people. Personally, I wouldn't draw it.
We've reviewed this art and determined we would not draw this. I'm gonna pray for whoever did though, because that's creeping me the heck out. Okay, so bananas may give you nightmares or be in pajamas, and those are basically the two polarities that exist between nighttime banana situations, or NBSs.
Oh.
So
Ooh,
I'm glad we
actually,
covered that too.
Listen, here's the AI overview of do bananas give you nightmares? Some say that eating bananas too close to bedtime can cause vivid dreams and nightmares because of their high levels of melatonin. Melatonin can disrupt circadian rhythms and activate the imagination, which can lead to vivid dreams. Bananas can contain up to 26% of the recommended daily intake of melatonin. So I'm calling bullshit because my kid eats sometimes up to 3 bananas a day, and he still is up until 9:30 at night.
Dude,
And he wakes up at 6:30.
I was gonna say he wakes up with the sun too. Like he's born to be like a farmer or something. Like what is going on?
Dude, I don't know.
Such a strange child.
I know.
But also that doesn't seem like an unusually high percentage of melatonin, because like
Yeah.
sometimes you'll pop like a handful of like 8 pills. Like it's.
You?
I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think you can overdose on melatonin.
Well, I am going to believe that one, whether it's true or not, because of the amount of, what do you drink? Monster drinks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drank a Monster an
Yeah, so you
hour
gotta-
ago. It usually doesn't keep me up.
And now you're drinking chocolate milk?
Yeah.
Dude, how is that not curdling inside your stomach
It
right
probably is. It probably is. I'm on a bulk right now, though. I'm really struggling. I'm
Oh.
trying to get 4,000 calories a day, and
now? Using the Nesquik?
I am. It is. It's Nesquik, whole milk and
Shut
Nesquik.
up!
Yeah, I mix. I'm dead serious. It's whole milk and Nesquik powder.
That is hilarious.
I mix some heavy cream in it too to make it a little extra frothy, but
Dude,
it's good stuff.
just hearing that gives me the diarrheas. So,
Oh man.
anyway. Okay. So, it is a good idea to see a sleep specialist if your sleep talking occurs suddenly as an adult or if it involves intense fear, screaming, or violent actions. You might also consider seeing a doctor if unconscious chatter is interfering with your sleep or that of your roommates. So I found this article from massgeneralbrigham.org. It's from Dr. Melina Pavlova. And she had to say this about sleep talking. Patients hardly ever seek treatment for sleep talking. I usually treat the condition in the context of another sleep-related disorder. I never prescribe medication to treat sleep talking alone. That said, maintaining proper sleep hygiene or the quality of one's sleep can help minimize sleep talking. I encourage patients to avoid activities that disrupt sleep, especially drinking coffee. Drinking coffee past noon can make it more difficult for those in bed at 10 or 11 p.m. to fall and stay asleep. So, Ethan, if you had a Monster an hour ago, that would be about 9 o'clock.
Sure.
That's insane.
Also,
although you don't
had
sleep
two.
talk.
I had one of the Rio Punch ones because I hadn't had that in a long time, and a green one.
Is that the red one?
I think they might have redesigned the can. Now it's like yellow and green. It really caught my attention.
Huh.
It has like a
Okay.
dancer lady on it, and I'm like, what is happening? It's like a whole party on a can right here.
Yeah, was it the Olympic breakdancer?
Is her name Raygun or something like that?
Yeah, Raygun.
Oh man,
I
would love to
I
get
wanna
her and
hang out
Lily
with
from
her.
AT&T together for just a really wholesome sitcom.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so according to Dr. Pavlov, to sleep better, you should avoid alcohol and caffeine before bed because alcohol can suppress REM sleep, limiting the benefit of a full night's rest, and it can also cause early awakening. And in my experience, I feel like if you drink a lot of alcohol, you can also wake up really early with bubble guts, which is where like your body is just mad
Right.
everything. So,
It'll give you some
exercise-
natural motivation to get out of bed, you know?
true. Yeah. Exercise regularly, avoid bright light devices before bed, maintain a consistent sleep schedule, and find comfort in your bedroom environment. So that was it from that article. And then I have another article called medicalexpress.com. This article is from 2018. And this is what it says. Quote, most people talk in their sleep at some point, but as the researchers with this new effort note, not much research has been done to find out what sleeping people have to say. To find out, the group enlisted the assistance of 230 volunteers who agreed to spend 2 nights sleeping in the researchers' lab while being recorded. Noting that most people do not speak in their sleep very often, the researchers restricted participants to those who had certain sleep disorders that are known to cause sleep talking to happen more often. In their study, the researchers were able to record over 900 sleep talking instances. In analyzing their data, the researchers found that the sleep talking volunteers said the word no 4 times as often as when they were awake. They also found that the F word was spoken much more commonly than while awake, on average 800 times as often.
For 800? These are not rookie numbers. So some people are
No,
just
they're not
falling
fucking
asleep
around.
and they're saying flip, 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 just like left and right.
Flip, flip. Yeah. The team also found that 59% of the things that volunteers said in their sleep were undecipherable, and that sleep utterances often were mixed with other noises, such as mumbling or laughter. They also noted that a lot of the things people said while they were sleeping were aggressive. They described much of what they heard as nasty, noting that a lot of it was negative. The researchers also found when the volunteers talked in their sleep, most spoke in grammatically correct ways, which the team suggests indicates that the neural system is functioning in ways that are similar to when a person is awake. So though it is not known why people do talk in their sleep or why they say the things they say, the researchers with this new effort note that some theories suggest dreaming is a means of processing threats, which could explain why so many of the words that come out during dreams are negative. End quote. So that was interesting, especially because, like, you said, like, when Kayla talks in her sleep, it's mostly, like, because of a nightmare.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's almost like triggering her fight or flight or something.
It's
Yeah.
and very often associated with like involuntary movements. It's not like a night terror or anything in the sense that I can usually wake her up out of it pretty easily.
Yeah.
But man, this is wild. So interesting. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I feel like my cats have dreams sometimes in movement. Like my cats will be like fast asleep on their side, you know, and their paws will start moving and they'll start like moving their paws like they're running and like going meow, meow,
Yes.
meow.
My cats and my dog do that.
So
Yeah.
I'm guessing they kind of have similar. So this is something that's, you know, cross species, and I kind of like that. I don't know if I've ever heard it quantified
yeah.
as like, you know, processing like fears and dangers and everything like that. I guess it's like running scenarios, prepping you.
Yeah, I mean, the only times so that I've noticed, like, my dog, he does like the whole like woof, woof, woof,
It's
and then
so
is like
cute.
moving his paws and stuff. Or he'll like take deep sighs in his sleep, but that's about the extent of his, you know, sleep talking.
Sure.
So
Does he sleep like on the foot of the bed or anything, or does he stay downstairs?
no, so he actually, when we got him, he had heartworms, and he had started his heartworm treatments, and so we had to take him to finish the treatments or whatever. And one of the side effects of the medication he was on is that it affects the hips. So he actually can't do stairs.
Aw.
And he's only like 3, which is really sad. So he
Sure.
doesn't come upstairs to our bedroom. I have him like a really thick dog bed. It's like 7 inches thick, so he's got lots of cushion there. It's in the living room, so
It's
that's
thicker
his
than my
bed.
first mattress, I think. So
You-
I'm not even kidding. I
But-
had the 6-inch Great Value Walmart memory foam one for
Oh
like
my
10
gosh.
years.
Well, I know it was like an orthopedic dog bed you could get. I just got it off.
Which,
Amazon,
if
'cause I
he's
know his hips bother
yeah, if
him,
he's that young and already had some hip issues due to the medication, that's very nice. That's a thoughtful
Yeah.
thing. And I will say he's still a happy dog, and he gets around at least on the flat
yeah,
ground.
he does. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
he's cute.
So I feel like I've learned so much already about just like the process of like dreams and stuff, and I feel like in the general sense, I am happy that I don't talk in my sleep because it seems like it's associated with the whole smorgasbord of other difficult stuff.
I mean, the majority of sleep talking is just going to be gibberish.
Sure.
Right? Or associated to a bad dream. But I have heard stories or I've read stories on like Reddit where it's like, my boyfriend was dreaming and said, Ashley, And then 2 days later, I was on our shared iPad and a text came from this girl named Ashley saying, can't wait to meet up.
Oh, that's lowbrow.
And she finds out she was, he was cheating on her or whatever.
I believe stuff like that could happen. The truth comes out one way or the other, always.
Yeah.
You can't outrun your sins.
True.
But that is kind of wild and kind of epic if it does happen.
Yeah.
But also it could be anything. Like in his dream, maybe Ashley made like a really great parfait at McDonald's. It could.
You're right. Or maybe their ice cream machine was working.
Oh
and he got
yeah,
to
that'd
finally
get
have
me
some ice
moaning
cream.
every single time.
Just give me a frozen Coke. I'll take that over their ice cream, right? And it's working
Yeah,
more often. than the
exactly.
ice cream
Exactly.
machine.
Coke has never let me down.
Yeah. Don't sue us, McDonald's. I mean, McDonald's.
Oh my gosh. I still don't get how we're saying it different, but okay. McDonald's.
What?
McDonald. Now I'm saying it weird
Mac.
because I'm in my head.
Come on down to McDonald's.
I want some fries. Do you want to go to McDonald's?
You're saying it like
Yeah, McDonald's.
we're
We're not doing this again.
Shut the fuck up, Ethan.
I wish
Yeah.
I was joking. I literally don't get I had so many
McDonald's.
people jumping on my freaking back over this last time. They're like, McDonald's.
Honestly, if that's what gets you canceled, it probably wouldn't be that bad.
Oh,
So-
I have a lot more that could get me canceled. Like people get upset when I say I'm gonna send an email on my MacBook Pro. Like,
My big buck. Okay, Apple and McDonald's need to come out with a new product.
ba-da-ba-ba-ba, $2,000.
Perfect.
All right, back at
Well-
it.
Yeah, I guess we should get back at it. I don't know. We do this for fun, so if you don't like the banter, then shut the fuck up and don't listen anymore.
Sell T-shirts that say that. If you don't like the banter, shut the hell up.
GTFO loser. Anyway, you're not a loser. We like everybody that listens most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we know, like the only thing we get is your name and IP address when you tune into the show. So like we don't get all the
Yeah.
info.
It's pretty sick. So unless you have a VPN,
Yeah, exactly.
we know where you live, and we will find you.
Why did you hold that for so long? It's the longest I've ever seen you sit still. Okay.
Hilarious. Okay, so that was basically it. I was going to end the episode with a couple of funny stories I found of people's experiences with sleep talkers. So the first one I got is from Reddit, because obviously we have to have a Reddit, source.
Of course.
It was from 11 years ago from books_and_boobs. So, this was
Nice.
what her boyfriend said in his sleep. Wash the salad, motherfucker. And then there's a pause. And then, bitch.
Okay. Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. Wash the salad, bitch. That was a horrible Jesse impression.
No, it was pretty good. It's better
Wash
than what I
the
could do.
salad.
Okay. These two are from a website that looked familiar, but I don't really know. It's called boredpanda.com. I don't know.
I think it's just a
But
good
this
name. It
forum
sounds
is-
familiar.
Yeah. This forum, oh my God. This post is from 2020. So it was, at the height when everyone's losing their minds. So the first quote is, my boyfriend once blurted out, "You're putting bread in my ears," in his sleep, mumbled something unintelligible, and then followed up with, "And I'm becoming a sandwich." Still makes me laugh when I remember.
Like that Gordon Ramsay thing. What are you, an idiot sandwich?
Yes.
I'm
An
sorry.
idiot sandwich.
That's
Yeah.
You're putting bread
That
in my
one
ears.
was funny.
Garble, garble, and I'm becoming a sandwich. Technically not wrong.
Yeah, that's right. There we
It's
go.
true.
Okay, and then the second one I have is this one. Quote, my aunt likes to tell the story about her and my cousin sharing a hotel room one time. My aunt woke up having to pee and found my cousin sitting up in bed with her arms folded across her abdomen, kind of rocking back and forth and giggling quietly. When my aunt asked her what she was doing, my cousin said, quote, I'm holding a baby and it has an adult smile, end quote. I found the story deeply unsettling.
Yeah, chick, I find that story unsettling too. Baby, and it has an adult
Yeah.
smile.
Creepy.
Dude, even just imagine
So-
a baby with like a full denture quality set of teeth.
Okay,
be
they are
unsettling.
super creepy looking.
I think I just
I've
described
seen,
Tom
Photoshopped
Cruise.
Pictures. Tom Cruise. Dude, he's gonna come for you now.
Like, I'm freaking
gonna-
scared of him. He's 5'4". Okay, he'd kick my ass. Let's be realistic.
probably
He's like
would,
Jack
yeah.
Reacher.
And then he'll.
But too bad he
he'll get you
can't
into
Jack
his
Reacher
pole.
my face because I'm 4 feet taller than him.
There you go.
I'm just kidding.
got
He actually would kick my ass.
One leg up on him.
At least one
That was
foot.
horrible.
Oh, okay. Baby
Guys, we're recording
With-
this at like 11 o'clock at night.
adult
So I'm
smile.
sorry.
Oh, stuff pops up immediately when you Google baby with adult smile, and
Yeah,
it's
they're creepy.
so disturbing. Half of these might be real.
They're not.
They're not.
No.
Baby with world's largest
Baby-
tongue.
Weird.
Okay, people are just. This isn't real. This is bullcrap. People are photoshopping teeth onto these babies. This is not right.
Yeah, no, they're not real.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad
I mean, the
somebody
babies
let me
might be
know.
real, but not the teeth,
They look pretty goofy, though, honestly. Some of them look a little impish, but that might just be babies in general. This is a little chilling, I'm not going to lie. Again, as somebody with a spouse who talks in their sleep, now I'm worried about getting murdered in my sleep.
I don't think that guy from the 80s should have been.
In my expert
able to
opinion,
walk
after
away from
reading
that.
one paragraph on it, I think that he's full of bull crap. I just don't buy
I
that.
think so. I would love to dig into it though and see like why the jury found him innocent. I guess if the dad never saw the assailant,
Well, they're saying
maybe,
he did it. He
but-
was just asleep at the time.
Sleepwalking?
Sleepwalking when he got in his car, drove, and murdered somebody and attempted to murder someone else.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though. The premise of that would make, I mean, I know this is gonna sound incredibly insensitive, but that would make a great horror movie where the person is sleepwalking or claims to be sleepwalking and they have that creepy song called Sleepwalking
Yeah.
on
Oh
it.
my gosh.
That'd be creepy.
Imagine an angle, I don't know, like if you had like a split personality situation and you just think you're sleepwalking, but you just got, nighttime
Ooh,
you who takes over and kills people. Um, I don't
creepy.
know. This whole thing is pretty unsettling. Um,
I think your chances of being murdered were probably pretty slim,
it's under 50% for
you
most
know.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't I don't know. I get a eerie feeling. So my wife keeps a self-defense hammer on her nightstand. It's just a regular claw hammer, but she says if anybody
Does she ever grab it and be like, "It's hammer time"?
I'm not talking about that on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But but no, like she hears a creepy sound, she just grabs that hammer. Now I'm worried, does she sleepwalk, since that's like her automatic motion now, like when she hears a sound is to grab that hammer? Is she just gonna like grab it while she's sleeping and freaking bust my teeth in? And they take my teeth out and put them onto a baby that then has an adult smile.
I'm not sure that I would go that far, but not to freak you out, some of my sleep talk recordings have been me tapping my phone.
Tapping your phone like in your sleep? Like,
Yeah.
wait, do you ever like send a message or anything? Like, do you know what's
I
going on? Or
haven't. I just like hear my nails tapping my screen.
and for anybody
Like,
not watching on video, Bailey has about 3 or 4 inch acrylics.
here, if I tap my screen on up to the mic,
That's a very
I mean,
pleasant, punchy sound, actually.
oh, thank you.
It's like some ASMR. Great job. We like to have a little ASMR in every episode, whether a kitten purring or
Yeah.
some nails clacking on an iPhone.
Yep. Or,
Android.
Tech Deck ASMR. So,
Tech Deck ASMR, that still has legs. That's gotta go somewhere.
yeah.
But no, this ended up being kind of wild. And again, I don't know why, but after all of our talk about spontaneous combustion and real factual, like peer reviewed goblins, the episode that has gotten me the most freaked out is this sleep talking one. Like, I don't know. There's just so much that can go wrong with this. And I hate that it's actually like indicative of some underlying things that could be more sinister.
One thing we didn't talk about was possession.
Oh,
I'm joking. I don't think that, not to creep you out, but Kayla might be possessed. Just kidding. That would mean I'm possessed too. So
that kind of tracks.
that one's a little more believable.
Yeah,
But
'cause,
yeah.
I mean, goth possession, whatever, hand in hand, whatever it is. Most likely to
Yep.
have done a seance in this room.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. So I wanted to end the episode with the creepiest sleep talk recording that I've caught. Or one of the creepiest. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. And then Ethan, you'll guess what I'm saying. I'm talking kind of faint. It sounds like I'm talking like I'm facing away from my phone when I say it. So here we go.
Slowly pray.
I'll play it again.
Slowly pray.
Are you saying, tell me I'm pretty, or it's only a prank, or what are you saying?
To me, it sounds like I'm saying, tell me to pray.
Play that one more time.
Slowly pray.
It does sound like. It does
Is
sound
that
like
not
that.
creepy?
That is creepy. When do you know when that one was recorded?
Yeah, so in the app I have like all the ones that I've caught that I've been like, oh haha, that's funny, I'll save it. It tells me the dates. So that was January 4th. That was my birthday. The night of my birthday.
Oh, sheesh.
Creepy. 2024.
It's about eight months ago. 8 months and
So that
11
was
days.
9:51 p.m. So if I went to bed at like 8 o'clock, I would have been asleep for just probably about an hour and a half. Takes me about 10-ish minutes to fall asleep.
Sure, but still, that's like in the depth of your sleep then, right? So like,
Yeah,
that's pretty weird.
right. I thought it was weird. I don't talk like that
No,
ever, but I mean, if it were a dream, if I didn't remember it, so
I can't think of a context in what you'd ever like in which you'd ever say that anyway. Though it's like so strange.
I know. I don't know. So I thought it was freaky.
Yeah, it is freaky. I haven't heard that one before. Okay,
Yeah.
sheesh. Yeah, good. Good. No joke. Save the creepiest one for last. Great sign off.
Yeah.
Well, Bailey, thank you for putting this together. I feel like again, very creepy. We had some good pop-up tangents and everything there, but I am going to sleep on the very edge of my pillow in terror tonight.
With one eye open.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
My pillow
no.
tight.
It was a lot of fun. And I had never heard that article that you sent me of the guy from the 80s. So
And I hope
thank
I
you.
didn't like butcher that again. I just Googled it, took the first
No.
result, and just, preface that for the audience. Maybe look
No.
into that if you're interested. I'm not the final word on
I
it.
definitely will, because I had never heard of it before. I had heard of the that newer movie that portrays Ed and Lorraine Warren, The Devil Made Me Do It, where the guy claims he killed the other guy because he was possessed by the devil.
Sure.
That's the only case that I've heard of where someone has like murdered someone else and like tried to like
That was a plea of demonic possession or something, right?
Yes, yeah.
And that's based on a true story loosely, isn't it?
Yes. I believe so. That one is super creepy and really hard to because so many things in Hollywood are glamorized or like blown out of proportion and things are changed. So I would have to go in and like look at the actual case and stuff, but
I know they'll say
Dude, I
stuff
don't know.
like Alien Romulus is based on a true story, and you'll say no it's not, and they'll say you never had a freaking tick? You never had a tick? Huh? You never had a tapeworm?
Yeah.
Huh? You're saying ticks and tapeworms don't exist? Huh? You're saying fleas don't exist? Huh?
the parasite. Yeah.
So yeah, Hollywood will take stuff and run with it.
Yeah.
But that's good stuff again. So awesome, Bailey. Thank you again for putting this episode together. Everybody listening, if you've had a sleep talking experience or know somebody who has, let us know about it. You can write us a message at nicheknowledgeandnonsense@gmail.com. Or if you don't feel like typing all of that in, you can find us on Instagram at NKNPod. You can drop us a DM over there and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, and thanks again for just like listening and supporting the podcast. We really appreciate it, and we just do this for fun, and it's a lot of fun to like have a little group of followers
Yes.
who listen weekly and like message us about listening in. So thanks for making it fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are the best. So sleep tight tonight. Make sure to say hi after you fall asleep.
Yeah. And if you feel like it, you can leave us a 5-star review.
Yes.
On wherever
you're listening, we would greatly
Wherever you're listening.
appreciate it.
You can
Maybe we'll hit 14
Yeah.
reviews. You never know.
I don't know. And you could also leave us a review that's less than that because,
Yeah,
we know where you live because we have your IP address.
well, yeah, again, all we have is your
just
name,
think
phone
about
number,
that.
and IP address and your LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So,
And now we have everyone's social security numbers because there was a data breach.
oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
The analytics keep coming in.
Yeah.
All right.
So, thanks.
Great stuff. Have a good night, everyone. Catch you again in 2 weeks.
great.